Hi YouTube, today's video I'm going to show you how to take notes, and not any way, shape or form am I telling you this is the only way there is to take notes, or this is the way that you have to take notes. But this is the way that I take notes, in the way that I think is the easiest, most convenient, and the most organizable. So this video is requested by Knitter1997. Before I get started with this video, I just wanted to say thank you to Knitter1997 for leaving that really amazing comment on my channel. And if you're watching this video, go to my channel and go to the comments and you'll see Knitter1997. And she wrote, I don't know, it was just really nice, and I really appreciate it. Kind of brought tears to my eyes because it was really nice, and I was having a sucky day, and I read that comment and it just like turned my whole day upside down. So thank you for writing that comment on my page. So I'm going to show you guys how to take notes today, and we're going to start with a composition notebook. I have my name on here, so I got it covered. But this is a composition notebook. You get these anywhere: Target, Walmart, Walgreens, you know, wherever you like to get your school supplies. Office Max, Office Depot, they all have composition notebooks, and they all come in different patterns, designs, and they're not really that expensive. So get a couple of these, and mine has 100 sheets in it. So this is just going to be for my notes, strictly for my notes. Now you're like, well, you have a notebook for your class. So our example today is going to be math. So I have a math class. I have college prep math this year, and I will have a notebook for my college prep math. My notebook will be to write down equations and problems and anything that we do. He may give us like, or really like homework, basically what my notebook will be for. He'll probably give us like problems on the board, and we have to write them down and then turn it in on a separate sheet of paper. My composition notebook will be for my notes. My notes that I write. He doesn't have to tell me to write them, but things that he may say on the side, or things that may help me remember how to do that equation that's in my notebook. This will be in my notes. And for your notes, it's really good to get a composition notebook. And I'm going to show you how I take notes. So right here I have this really, you don't use a permanent marker, but I use a pencil because I may have to erase. So I use a pencil, but we're going to use this today. And I use a highlighter, but I don't have one, so we're going to use a black marker for the highlighter. So this is going to be my pencil. The blue is the pencil. So in my composition notebook, I'm going to give you an example so you can really see what I mean. So I have a blank page right here, and I'm going to write it, and then I'm going to hold it up to show you. So on your piece of paper, you need to date it in the right top hand corner. You need to put the date, which today is the 21st, 2011. And then you need to write what you're taking notes about. So if we're doing math, let's say we're doing multiplication. Or let's do equations. So I'm going to write equations. Excuse my sloppy handwriting. So this is that. I wrote equations right there. Oh, my handwriting is so sloppy, I know. And then over here I put the date. That's another thing. Make sure you write your notes in clear, plain English, or whatever language you speak, so you will be able to go home and read them. Because if you write real sloppy, then you're going to go home and be like, what does this say? And you wrote it, you're supposed to know. And so this is the highlighter. And with your highlighter, you can either, if you have like a yellow highlighter, you can actually highlight the whole word, but this is black, so I'm just going to underline it. So I underlined equations, so that's my title, equations, and that's the date. Then I'm going to write an equation, so my notes, or I'm going to write a kind of like a tip on how to tell me how to solve equations. So my equation is going to be y equals x plus c. I don't know what kind of equation that is. So that's my equation, but I was supposed to write that in pencil. So we're going to put y equals x plus c. So see that? That's the equation. And you're going to put a bullet point next to it. That's one. That's one note. And then under that you can put like a dash or a star or anything like that, meaning that this dash or this star that you have up under that dot, that goes with what's above it. So I'm going to put, to solve this equation, always multiply each side by y. To solve this equation, I'm not really going to write all that, I'm just going to. So the scribble scrabble is my actual note that's going to help me remember how to solve this equation. So here's your circle, that's the problem. This dash is the note that's telling me how to solve that problem. So like this is y equals x plus c. This little scribble scrabble will really be your writing, and that's going to say always multiply y to each side to get the answer. You know, that's just a tip on how to help you solve that when you look back in your notes when you go home. So that's one way that you can do that. You can actually write it down like that. So you can use a composition notebook, and this whole composition notebook could be strictly for your notes. And then this, I have a plastic folder, and on this plastic folder you can write notes. So I'm gonna write it. And then you can write notes, math notes, English notes, whatever type of notes, or you can just put notes in general if you're only going to have one note folder or whatever. I just turned red. My camera just turned red. I'm not red, I'm black. Here we go. Okay. I'm black, I'm brown. Anyway, so this is the folder, and you can just put loose leaf paper in here inside these little prongs, or you can put them in the pockets, and then that can be your notes. And you will head it the same way that you headed it. When I say headed it, that means date, your title, underline, head. You know, head up the side of your paper. Teachers say that nice though. So I have the date over here, the topic of what I'm talking about, the actual problem that I'm going to solve, or example of a problem. So every time you're not going to have y equals x plus c, you may have d equals b plus 11, but it's still in the same format. So you'll be able to go back and look at this problem, and you'll be able to remember how to solve the next problem, because you're going to have a little trinket down here telling you how to solve it in your notes. And then after you get done with that note, okay, we're going to move on to the next. You put another bullet, kind of put a space in between, like 2 spaces in between. So this is going to be your next note. And the next problem could be 4 plus 7 equals question mark. And then you would write how to solve that. So if you don't know how to solve a simple addition, I'm not saying you guys are stupid or anything, but I'm just using an example. So if you say you didn't know how to solve that problem, then down here you will put the little dash, and then you're right, to solve this problem I have to remember to blah blah blah, and I have to remember that 4 plus 7 equals, and just like a note, like your side note. It's not anything that your teacher actually says to you. It's something that kind of clicks in your brain that will help you remember how to do it, and to remember even better, write it down in your notes. So hopefully you understand this format. You have your title, example, and how to remember it with your date over here, so you'll be able to look back and see when you wrote this. So that's that. Or you can use your flashcards. Flashcards are kind of smaller, so you won't be able to write a lot on there, but you'll be able to fit something on there. And I'm going to show you. So here's your flashcard. We're going to do English this time. So I'm going to write English, top of my flashcard, right there. And then on this side, I'm going to put the date. We're just going to put the scribble. We don't really have to put the date right now. So that would be the date over there. Then down here, you're going to put your bullet point. And then you're going to put, if your teacher says, what does mode mean? Mode means blah, 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 blah. Because obviously if she's asking you, sometimes it's going to pop up on the test. So just write it. Then the next, you will put another bullet point. Da 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 da. Bullet point. Da 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 da. Like that. You wouldn't really put scribble scrabble, you actually write it, but you know what I mean, you know what I'm getting at. So basically the bullet point way to doing things is really simple. So that would be your words, bullet points. Yeah, so that's one way you can do it also. Hope it kind of helped you, Knitter 1997. I hope it wasn't too confusing. You're like, wait a minute, what? Bullet points, titles, date. Yeah, it's a lot, but you have to do it so you can make sure that you understand your notes when you go home and look at it, and they'll be organized and it won't be all over the place. So thanks for the comment again at the bottom. I can talk at the bottom of my page, because I really appreciate it. I thought it was the sweetest thing anybody has ever said to me here on YouTube, and I really appreciate it. And I did subscribe to you, and I accepted you as a friend. So this video was dedicated to you. Bye.